Welcome to Miffs.
I'm Matt Hoss.
And I'm Dan Road. Whether you want to know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus.
If you want tales with a bit of jest or you just want to hear about incest.
What?
Look, I'm attracted to all of my family members. Get over it. It's perfectly normal. Alright? I know a lot of people from Norfolk, they're into it, I'm into it. Alright? It's not weird. You once told me that you made up with your cousin at a wedding. Don't act like you're all big Billy Big Bollocks because you haven't kissed anyone from your family before. Alright?
Welcome to Miffs. Wow. That took a dark turn. Also, yeah, I accidentally kissed my second cousin, and not my cousin, actually.
Yeah.
Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs, listener. What a treat to have you here for episode 51. This is a brand new...
Do you know, 51 is like 15, but the numbers are the other way around.
What I was going to say before Dan interrupted me was it's a brand new year of Miffs, but then again he interrupted me and said something dumb about numbers, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's, if anything, it's a quintessential Miff start already. Oh, brand new year, brand new us. You know
how long are we going to keep mentioning this brand new year? Because we're in February.
No, it's brand new. It's the Miffs calendar.
Okay, Miffs calendar.
Yeah, the people use the Gregorian calendar, like noobs in our souls, but the cool kids use the Miffs calendar. Which
there's two types of calendars. There's the Gregorian January to December.
Yeah.
There's the school September to September.
Academic year. And
then there's the Miffs calendar, which is whenever we fucking want it to be.
Yeah, it's really from end of January to end of January. Yeah. So it's
really not that much different to a normal.
If anything, it's almost like a month out. You know, it's almost like we started a month after. Anyway, who knows the complex science of Miffs?
How you doing, Matt?
I am. I'm actually really good. In the last week, I've been properly I've been really up for it. You know, I've been everything's been feeling
up
good.
For what?
Murder. No. I've just been feeling good. You know, I felt a bit ill last time we saw each other, but now I've been kind of fighting fit and back in my vibe a little bit. You know, I'm peak Matt Hoss at the moment, and you know, I realise that life is quite short, so you got to live it. You know. How are you?
I'm good, Matt. I'm good.
But do you know what I do quite a lot? I think I mentioned this before. Like, I'm a waffler, Dan. So if someone asks me a question like, how are you? 3 words, I will give a 50-word answer for 1 word. Like, it could be 1 word. Fine. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that, Matt, yes.
Yeah. But is that part of my charm, though?
I think so, yes.
It's, you know, I like to,
charm in inverted commas.
Yeah, that's it. It's charm, but... Is it?
Is it charm?
But the thing is, with me, I gotta tell you exactly how I'm feeling. Though I can't let you leave a conversation with you thinking maybe something different. So if you've ever seen me do comedy, I'll say something, and then I will clarify what I mean by it. If you know,
yeah. And
that is both a comedic trope, but also I do want to make sure you get my point across very clearly.
What I love about that is you just spent 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Telling me why you waffle.
And at the point, I told you why I had to waffle. Again, it's quintessential Miss.
Anyway, in contrast, yeah, I'm good. Do you know what?
That sums us up perfectly.
Guess what we did last night, listeners? I got invited as a +1 to meet Matt's family for his grandma's 75th birthday.
Yes, so it's a bit of a weird one, because Dan's obviously met my mum and her boyfriend called Stuart, but it was my grandma's 75th birthday. Funnily, it was on my dad's side of the family, but we won't go into family politics. But so it was my mum, her boyfriend, my Auntie Ria, and my Uncle Ian, and their daughter called Lynn, my cousin, and my grandma, who is called Carolyn. And yeah, it was quite an odd dynamic last night, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, Matt called me because I was coming down up north yesterday.
Down up north.
He said, "Hey, you can stay over at mine, it's not a problem, and we'll record the next day, but you're going to have to come to my family's meal."
Yeah, and I didn't want him. It's kind of weird because I haven't really brought anyone back home before. So I was like, do they assume Dan's my partner? And well, I was like, actually, I might turn into this. Like, I haven't brought a girlfriend home for them, so I thought Dan's my new partner. You know.
But no, they were very lovely, very funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good banter all the way.
It was good banter. Yeah.
Though I did get quite rinsed, quite hard.
Yeah, Matt got rinsed super hard. I think I do wonder if that was because I was there though, so there was that element of them being like, "Oh, let's make jokes about Matt for Dan."
But I actually think it's more to do with the fact that he's a comedian, so he can take a joke.
Take a joke, yeah.
And very much like
can't dish one out, but
you're such a prick. It's true.
Yeah.
But
no, a lot of your grandma openly admitted several times to your cousin Lynn being her favourite of her grandchildren.
Yeah, it was more.
She also, at one point, hilariously called Lynn her eldest, forgetting that both you and your brother are older than her.
And her brother as well, called Ian as well. So there's twins in the family.
Wow! So she's actually the youngest.
Yeah, the youngest.
But no, it was good fun.
What other funny stuff happened at the mail?
They talked about your small penis.
Oh god,
because Matt does basically in Edinburgh. Matt, I think you might have mentioned this on the podcast before, right? I think you have.
Potentially, but I also mentioned it in my stand-up.
In your stand-up that you once did a comedy gig, and someone asked how big your penis was.
It's for Edinburgh Fringe, wasn't it?
Edinburgh Fringe, and your auntie was in the audience. And you asked your auntie. Well, the woman asked your auntie, right? You must have seen his penis. You're his auntie.
And my auntie went, "Oh, I hadn't seen it since it was wee," and it sounded like she said my penis was small. And basically everyone laughed about that. And then my mum confirmed, "Oh yeah, got a small penis." Which how my mum knows my penis size is also quite
weird. Yeah.
So
what else happened? Oh, you made a joke to your mum about about your brother Alex being he's more likely to give her grandchildren. She rinsed you by being like, well, obviously, because he's actually in a relationship and has intercourse.
No, what she said was, I said, oh, Alex is probably the best horse in that race. And my mum went, well, yeah, because he's having sex. Which is like, come on, mate. This is hurtful. I got a haircut. But yeah, so, it was a fun night, though. But, like, it was quite, yeah. Also, I had a very dirty car, didn't I, Dan? You
did, and your Uncle Ian was not impressed.
My Uncle Ian's he's very clean in terms of...
And he just bought a new car.
Bought a new car, and... Because, he earns money.
He's an adult with a job.
And if you're an adult with a job, why don't you donate to our Patreon? Sick as fuck, that, wasn't it?
Can you imagine if someone listened to this, like some wealthy person listening to this, bought you a new car?
Oh my god, please buy... just give me a $5, that'd be fine. That'd be amazing. Like, but my uncle got a brand new car. He's very oriented about cleanliness and stuff like that. And Dan, describe my car.
Well, it was a low point for you yesterday, wasn't it? When you picked me up from the station, and I opened the car, and about 15 Costa coffee things rolled out.
Cups,
that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's a really low point for you, Matt. I can't even say words on this audio podcast.
There's like 1,000 napkins in the footwell.
Yeah,
pretty sure there's a banana somewhere.
No, I have standards. No, but yeah, it's quite. It wasn't my cleanliness, but then my uncle looked in my car and was like, "What the fuck is this? Oh fucking! Oh, you should be a fucking ashamed of yourself." He's Scottish, by the way.
It wasn't far off what it was like, actually.
Well, that's slightly Glaswegian. It's more Aberdonian, if you know what I mean. God, I mentioned on the podcast I listened to Stephen Fry do an Aberdonian accent, and I think I might be gay again. Anyway, young Mr. Daniel Rhodes, shall we get back into the myth of Theseus?
Yeah, last time. Oh, actually, let's do the jingle.
Dan, I was thinking about this in the shower today. I think about you quite a lot in the shower.
No worries.
Because that's where I do most of the production meetings.
Yeah.
And you're invited, but you never come on to the shower.
I think about you in the shower when I look at my small penis.
That's actually the sweetest thing you said to me.
Oh, I shivered as I said that.
Dan, what's your favourite jingle in this podcast?
In this podcast? Mine's the one that's like, my name's Matt Hoss, and if you listen to this, I'm doing an American accent.
Oh, an American accent one?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good one.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play like this here, but like, yeah.
That's a good one, though. What's your favourite jingle?
I like the one with saying boo-doo-boo-doo, 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 boo-doo-doo. That's actually quite close. It doesn't sound as good as I do it, but it's... Anyway, shall we go into it then?
Let's go.
Bee-wee-dee-wee-doo. Alright, fans of Misfits, one and all, you're welcome to the clan of Dan and I. And if you rightly remember, last week we did a whole myth about the prequel of Theseus.
Yes, we did.
His backstory. Why he was such a bellend.
Why he was such a bellend. And I actually feel a little bit sorry for him, but still, he's a bellend.
Yeah, he had sympathy to a point, and then he was just a dick.
Yeah. So, Matt, what happened in the prequel of Theseus?
Back in year 2000, that's when it happened. Theseus, he was born because his mum slept with Poseidon. She was a single mum.
On her wedding night to a different man.
Yeah. Remember, abridged. So what happened was that Aegeus let her be a single mum, but he said, look under this rock when he's really strong and pick up some sword and sandals. And when he was older, he did that, went over to... He went his way to Athens, but the dangerous route killed a lot of people. When he got to Athens, he found out his dad was being controlled by Medea, and Medea forced Aegeus to tell him to go and fight the Marathonian bull, which he did. And then she tried to poison Theseus, but at the last moment, Aegeus broke the spell and found out he was his son.
Yes.
It was a lovely moment, wasn't it?
It was a lovely moment. Medea was banished.
Yes, and wasn't killed, though.
Wasn't killed, though, no.
But, see, that's how you do an abridged version, Dan. You know, you do the... main facts.
And we left it with him living happily with his dad.
Yes.
The king of Athens.
But what we're going to do now is jump forward past the Minotaur bit.
So then the Minotaur bit happens. We already know what happens about that.
Yeah, so basically in the labyrinth, kill the Minotaur, cut a ball of string, XYZ, out. And we're going to continue the story.
What happened when he left Crete and sailed home?
And we're going to tell you the final chapter in Theseus' tale. And there's a lot of interesting things happen here. So... and, dare I say, a few old characters. We're going to start off when he left Ariadne.
Yes,
on Peterborough Services.
On Peterborough Services. So he's left Ariadne on Peterborough Services.
Wow, is that like a casino with two guys playing and they're losing money? Wow, and there's a kid play area. That's Ariadne.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't do Theseus' Brummie accent, but maybe that'll come up today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theseus, yeah.
That's better. Last week it was a bit scouse.
Theseus, mate, Sorry if Anyway, take it away.
At the island of Naxos, I assume that's the Peterborough Services one.
Yeah, it's the Latin name for Peterborough Services.
Yeah. At the island of Naxos, where the ship had touched, Theseus had a dream in which the wine god Dionysus told him that Ariadne had reserved by the fates to be his bride, and also warned him of innumerable misfortunes if he didn't give up the maiden. Although he had no fear of any monster or villain, Theseus had great respect for the gods and wanted to have their favour. So, Theseus and Ariadne took a tearful farewell of each other, and the ship set sail. Sorry, there was no tearful goodbye. He literally sent her off to go and get food and water, and then was like, guys, go! Right?
Yeah, so this is an alternate version of
it.
Yeah. So it kind of makes Theseus seem less of a villain.
In this one, he's had a dream. In the other myth, she said, I think we should get married. And he was like, oh, here's our stop.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to go and get on the it's Scouse again. Yeah. It sounds like Ringo Starr.
Either way, he's left her on an island.
Yeah, and in this one, I tried to make it seem mutual, but it definitely wasn't.
It's definitely not. It's fear of commitment.
Yes, for sure. But I also like the fact that this is a guilty conscience speaking, really. It's like, oh no, Dionysus told me that I can go. Oh, so I really respect him and the gods, even though I've never shown that at any point during my whole life.
Unfortunately, everyone in the ship was distraught at parting from Ariadne and forgot to change the ship's sails to white.
What?
The excuses. Another more credible version of the story says that Theseus pretended to be in love with Ariadne in order to obtain her help. After they left Crete safely, our hero abandoned the lovely maiden in Naxos as he had no more use for her. The heartbroken Ariadne cursed Theseus and his companions, and they all forgot to change the ship's sails from black to white. See, that's probably what actually happened.
Okay, so let's just pitch these two scenarios. What seems more likely? We're leaving you, Ariadne. We're really sad. Goodbye, Ariadne. Oh, bye. Oh, I'm so upset. I can't remember what colour the ship says. If you're a sailor, you're gonna know. But also, if the more is the case that she's cursed him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm so fucking cool."
And she's cursed him, and then he hasn't changed the sails, and then what does that result in, Matt?
Jumping dads.
His dad kills himself.
Don't ruin the surprise.
In any case, Ariadne was abandoned to Naxos. God Dionysus made her his bride, lived together, and they had 3 sons, Thoas, Enopion, and Staphylos.
That's actually not bad.
Thank you. Later on, Dionysus brought Ariadne to Mount Olympus to live with other gods. There's a little backstory. Wow.
Okay.
She marries...
But again, it's kind of creepy.
Wait a minute. So Dionysus, the wine god, gives Theseus a vision. Oh, you shouldn't marry this girl, by the way. It's going to be bad news. Just leave her on this island. And then weds her himself.
Right.
That's cheeky.
Yeah.
That's cheeky.
Also, imagine it from Ariadne's perspective. Oh, this guy just left me on this rock, right? This beautiful service station. I wish there was an Aegean boat specialist to help me out here. But then this god comes along and goes, want to get married? It's like, it's a bit creepy, isn't it?
Creepy,
very exploitative. Right?
She's like, my first thought is actually to get food, thank you very much.
Yeah, I've got enough water, and that's why, went to Sainsbury's around the corner.
In the meantime, Aegeus was waiting in anxiety for his son to come back from Crete. Every evening he was going to Cape Sonunion, the southernmost area of Attica, to see the ship coming from Crete. However, months had passed and his son had not returned. One day, as he was standing on the cliff at Sonunium, he finally saw the ship, but the sails were black, Matt.
Oh, no.
And he immediately thought his son was dead, and as we know, he jumped and died into the sea, and that's why it's called the Aegean Sea.
Well, it's kind of where we were left off in episode 1. But
so that's now taken us to the end of episode 1.
But the thing is, it mentioned here that it was a couple of months that gone by. But if you remember in episode 1, it sounded like it happened in the afternoon.
Yes, it did. This is a lot more practical, I think.
What? Well, it does take quite a while to sell. Yeah. As a specialist, Oh, God, I'm still riding that wave. Literally. Anyway, so what happens after? What happened in Theseus' last
So he's come back to find his dad's committed suicide because he can't be bothered to change sails.
But I bet he doesn't even care.
No.
But it's just like, the throne's mine.
I guess we're about to find out, yeah.
As the eligible heir, Theseus became king of Athens in the place of his father. He won the approval and admiration of the Athenian citizens, who saw him a wise and far-sighted ruler, as well as brave and fearless warrior. And they couldn't be further wrong, because he was a prick. But I mean, maybe a prick's a good ruler,
Yeah.
That's why I voted Trump.
Yeah.
That's a joke, by the way. Theseus peacefully 3 words I got wrong. It's really quite weird. And Theseus peacefully unified the disparate Attica. It means. It doesn't mean that because you didn't read the next word. Theseus.
Oh, this is so funny.
Theseus peacefully unified the disparate Attic communities into one powerful, central administered state.
Yeah, he did it!
Agriculture and commerce flourished and Athens became a prosperous and important maritime port, as Theseus rightfully believed that the sea would give power to Athens. He also established the Isthmian Games to commemorate the task he had performed during his journey from Troezen to Athens, and inaugurated many new festivals, including the Panathenea festivals dedicated to the goddess Athena, the protector of the city. So what's happened here is that it actually quite links to history here, because during the obviously ancient Athens times, Athens was a booming place, and it had loads of seaports. It was kind of like the leader of that world, if you know what I mean. Athens, and essentially what it's saying is that Theseus created this. He kind of united all the villages and created this big community, which is very
good for him.
Yeah, I guess it's for Theseus, it's actually pretty well good going, and he created a lot of festivals as well. Oh, but then again, slightly egotistical. Hey guys, we've got this brand new Olympic event. Oh, what is it? It's you basically have to do with the things that I did, and I'm going to compete in them because I'm the best.
Yeah, I'd be sceptical if the guy who created the games won everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's just cheating, isn't it? The next adventure of the restless Theseus got him into a lot of trouble and imperiled the safety of his kingdom. Now that's the Theseus we know.
Yeah.
On a voyage of exploration, his ship set ashore on Lemnos, the land of the legendary female warriors, you've guessed it, the Amazons. The lovely Antigone, sister of the Queen of the Amazons, was sent as an emissary to find out whether the intentions of the stranger were peaceful or not. Dan, we met the Amazons again.
We know about them from Jason and the Argonauts.
Also from our bonus episode. For our first ever myth, which was literally a year and a half ago.
Yeah. But mostly from Jason and the Argonauts, because he lived with them for 2 years, didn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, but then again, you know, Jason can go fuck himself. Little copyright bastard.
Didn't they also appear in Bellerophon? Because didn't he commit mass genocide on the Isle of Lemnos?
Alright, mate, trying to make it like, come back round. It's all like a nice callback, isn't it? Episode 51, 52, 50. God, I'm smashing today, like. How is this the only time you remember what the episodes are, by the way?
I always remember the episodes, I just don't remember their names. Like the numbers.
Which episode was Bellerophon?
I don't know. 19, probably.
23.
God damn it.
Theseus took one look at this beautiful emissary and forgot all about diplomatic affairs. More like sexual affairs. I love that, because you're like, I recognise that as a joke, but not enough to laugh properly.
Welcome to Miffs.
He immediately set sail to Athens with the dumbfounded Antigone. The warrior lady must have been impressed with the intrepid king of Athens, as she apparently didn't object to her own abduction. She didn't object to her own abduction. What, really? When they reached Athens, Theseus made her queen, and Antigone bore her a husband.
What is wrong with you today? Are you okay? Are you having a stroke? Do you need to lie down? Why are you... Why are you reading words that aren't there? Of course she didn't bear a husband. She got abducted by him, and yet, what, she gave birth to his husband? What the fuck?
I don't know, I can't read.
A husband! Like Oedipus up in here.
Ah! Oh, hello, you want to put on tea, mate?
She gave birth to someone that she immediately married. That's not weird.
What's it? Oh, dear me. You know what I was saying, New Year, New Myths? Maybe it's like...
It's a weird twist of fate, because I pronounced some words correctly earlier.
Well, also, like, maybe that I'm not only bad at maths now, I'm also bad at English. I think you should read for the rest of the episode. Alright, let's... Okay, so let's read this properly now. No more tinting around, Dan. When they reached Athens, Theseus made her his queen, and Antigone bore her husband a son, Hippolytus. Yay! I feel like I need to lie down. Anyway, so quite a lot happens here. So firstly, she's a warrior. She's this emissary. Oh, welcome to the Amazonians. And it goes, you're pretty. Go with me. So he abducts her. And
is this a different Antigone to Agamemnon's daughter?
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Just the same name.
Yeah,
it's like two people with the same. It's just a common Greek name.
Yeah. And I think it's just a regular name.
It's like Jessica. It's just more than one of them.
Yeah, there's two Jessicas in the world. Yeah, but it's actually the first time we actually seen people with similar names.
Similar names, yeah. It makes sense. I mean, they can't go...
it's a massive world.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems weird that all of ancient Greece everyone had completely separate names.
But imagine if there's two Hercules, it would be kind of hard to differentiate them, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
So he kind of takes this woman and makes her his bride, but like it's very not okay. Bear in mind she's an emissary for a place. Imagine if, it's not cool, you know.
You know when they said that she was happy to be abducted. Mm-hmm. I think if you are happy in your own abduction, the word abduction means that you're not. Otherwise, it would just be that you were happy to leave with them, or you...
But I would also argue that this is from the point of view of Theseus, by the way. Remember earlier, it was like...
That's true.
So it's like, oh yeah, she was totally happy coming along with me. I was like...
was she?
Yeah, I don't buy his story. It's not cool.
Do you want me to carry on? Or?
Yeah, well, I can't carry on, can I?
The outraged Amazons did not waste their time and launched their attack towards Athens. Their attack was so strong that they managed to penetrate deep into the Athenian territory. Oi, oi. Theseus soon organised his forces and unleashed a vicious counterattack that forced the Amazon warriors to ask for peace. The unfortunate Queen Antigone, however, who had courageously fought alongside Theseus against her own people, died in the battlefield and was deeply mourned by her husband. Wait, he made Antigone fight her own people when they were coming to save her.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Antigone, we've come to save you. I'm really sorry, but I have to fight you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What the hell? That's horrible.
That's messed up. Well,
imagine being abducted and then when your family come to rescue you, you're forced to fight them.
Yeah. Well, why are we here? Like,
yeah.
But also think about this. She has a son called Hippolytus, which she was born for him. And I'm not this is pure speculation here, but think of it from Theseus' point of view. So he has this army invading. It's like, alright, if you don't fight, I'm going to, kill our son, if you know what I mean? If the son's going to die, so you have to fight for your son. Otherwise, so you got to kill these people who are invading, you know what I mean? So she has a reason to fight on their side, if you know what I mean?
Oh, because I suppose she got a little boy. And,
she doesn't want the kid to die.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But that's just my theory, you know what I mean?
But you think that the Amazons would be respected as Antigone's kid, and therefore probably just take him back to Lemnos as well.
But just roll my theories down. Yeah.
The next great episode of the life of Theseus was his celebrated friendship with Pirithous, Prince of the Lapiths, a legendary people from Mount Pelion in Thessaly. Pirithous had heard lots of stories about the brave deeds and awesome adventures of Theseus, and he wanted to test the renowned hero. How do we know about the Lapiths?
Episode 20, Peterborough Services, actually.
They're the ones that have a wedding with the centaurs and it all goes tits up.
Well, they have a wedding, they invite the centaurs, they get rowdy and fuck shit up. Pirithous was at that party. If I ever had a wedding, it's going to be like that, I imagine.
So Pirithous made an incursion into Attica with a band of followers and decamped with Theseus herds of cattle. When our hero, along with his armed men, encountered Pirithous, both of them were suddenly struck by an inexplicable admiration for each other. They swore eternal friendship and became inseparable friends. Oh, they're lovers.
I like it. Because, in the Greek world, they find love so fast, right?
Seduced instead of raped.
They love forever, love like no others. And bear in mind, his wife has just died. He's recently single. And he meets this guy called Pirithous. And let's just read that line again, sorry.
Both of them were suddenly struck by an inexplicable admiration for each other.
See? Reading's hard, isn't it, Dan?
It is hard, yeah.
And they swore eternal friendship and became inseparable friends. They're definitely butt on each other, aren't they?
Definitely. According to legend, the new friends were said to have taken part together in the famed hunt of the Caledonian boar.
Oh! This is a callback machine!
Yeah, we did know Theseus was part of the Caledonian boar hunt, because he did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he very much sat at the back.
He even watched two people kill each other by accident and did absolutely nothing.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, the friendly fire. It's like, Theseus, why didn't you stop me? Sorry, I was necking on with my friend.
Well, it was Pirithous at the Caledonian boar hunt. I remember his name.
Yeah, he must have been. Yeah, Theseus was definitely there. Because there's Theseus, Odysseus.
Odysseus.
Was he not there?
No, I don't think so.
Who fell in love with?
Quite a lot. There was quite a few people.
Who was the one that fell in love with Atalanta?
That was
someone important.
Who we've forgotten.
Forgotten.
Hey Dan, where does Atalanta get? What was the bet I made? I was trying to be smug about it, but I forgot what.
Atalanta was the bet that I said the city in Georgia was named after her, and it wasn't.
Yep. Good times.
So they've taken part in the Caledonian boar hunt, as well as the battle against the centaurs, creatures who are part human, part horse. The latter event occurred when one among the centaurs invited to Pirithous' wedding. Oh, okay, it's the Lapis.
Oh, so it links to the Lapis as well.
Okay, so he was also there at the wedding of the Battle of Lapis.
Yeah, I remember that as well, yeah. Well, was Pirithous getting married? Or was it someone else? Because if not...
I assume he was there as a +1, yeah.
Theseus... +1.
Oh, the abduction of Helen. Later on, the two friends decided to assist each other to abduct a daughter of Zeus each. The choice of Theseus was Helen, who was later to become famous as Helen of Troy. The fact that Helen was only 9 years old at the time didn't deter our hero, as he wanted to abduct her and keep her safe until her time to get married would come. The duo kidnapped Helen first, and Theseus left her in the safe custody of his mother, Aethra, at Troezen for a few years. However, the brothers of Helen, Castor and Pollux, rescued the girl and took their sister back to Sparta, their homeland.
Okay.
Helen, why is she always getting abducted?
She is being abducted so much.
I didn't realise that. I know, obviously, in her later life, she gets taken away by Paris and that's why the Trojan War starts. But
I don't need your Trojan War.
But up until then, I didn't realise that she was when she was 9 years old. Theseus was bet that he could go and get her.
So not only is he an abductor of many women, he's
also of children.
Yeah, but he's definitely, it's not it's quite a grim thought what he's why would you abduct the child, though? And then go, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to marry her later on. It's like, she's 9 years old, mate. And you're like, what, 42 at this point? And I like how he's just, oh yeah, I'm just going to decide to abduct this random girl. You know, it's like, come on, this guy's gross. After the death of his wife, his Amazonian wife, Antigone, Theseus had married Phaedra, the sister of Ariadne, the woman he had once betrayed.
Oh, that's a slap in the face.
Do you remember with Bellerophon where he married a sister of the person he rejected? If you know
Yes,
that?
yeah.
Like that again. That must be so awkward. And you can literally marry anyone else. So wait, hold on. Does that mean that his father-in-law is King Minos?
Yes, it does.
Oh, hello, father-in-law. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hello there, Theseus. I haven't seen you since you went off with my daughter, having killed my beloved minotaur.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Like,
Where is my daughter, Ariadne?
I think she's with the god of wine somewhere.
Oh, she would be, wouldn't she? Whiny, 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 little bitch.
I missed
Actually,
it.
that's what Dionysus is the god of. Whining as opposed to wine.
Yeah, he's just like super bitchy.
Wah, wah, wah.
The god of bitchiness. Alright, so...
Wow, he's married her sister. This is a turn of events.
Phaedra, a young woman, seemed to have a tragic fate. Gave her husband 2 sons, Demophon and Acamas. Meanwhile, Theseus' son, by Antigone, Hippolytus, had grown into a handsome youth. When he turned 20, he chose to become the devotee of Artemis, the god of hunting, hills and forests, and not of goddess Aphrodite, as his father had done. The incensed Aphrodite decided to take her revenge, for this caused Phaedra to fall madly and deeply in love with her handsome stepson. When Hippolytus scornfully rejected the advances of his mother-in-law, she committed suicide from her despair.
Can I say, she's not his mother-in-law, she's his stepmom.
Yeah, because that'd be...
It's a whole different...
It's a typo, but it's a stepmom. However, she had, before committing suicide, written a note saying that Hippolytus had raped and dishonoured her, which is why she decided to kill herself. So she's really threw some cogs in the works.
She is.
So after Aphrodite made her go mad, she decided to throw him under the bus, so to speak. The enraged Theseus prayed to the sea god Poseidon, one of his fathers, to punish Hippolytus. Indeed, Poseidon sent a monster so frightening that the horses drawing the chariot... I've put that one up.
Oh my good God. Just read the words.
I like to vibe it a little bit. Poseidon sent a monster that frightened the horses drawing the chariot of Hippolytus. The horses went mad, overturning the chariot, dragging along the youth who had been trapped in the reins. Theseus, in the meanwhile, had learnt the truth from an old servant of Phaedra. He rushed to save his son's life, only to find him almost dead. The poor Hippolytus expired in the arms of his grief-stricken father, which is pretty sad, isn't it?
Oh, that's sad.
But, you know, this is why everyone's so irrational in these stories. Like, well, you're going to have to die straight away. And it's like, oh wait, I talked to someone, and they said no. You know what I mean?
Mm.
This great tragedy had inspired many authors and artists along the centuries, starting from Hippolytus, the ancient tragedy of Euripides, till the numerous movies and plays that have been written based on this story. So, how does it all end for Theseus?
This incident was the beginning of the end for Theseus, who was gradually losing his popularity among the Athenians. His former heroic deeds and services to the state were forgotten, and rebellions began to surface all around against his rule. Theseus finally abdicated his throne and took refuge on the island of Skyros, where Lysimedes, the king of the island, thought that Theseus would eventually want to become king of Skyros. Thus, in the guise of friendship, he took Theseus at the top of the cliff and murdered him, pushing him off the cliff into the sea. This was the tragic end of the life of one of the greatest Greek heroes and the noblest among Athenians.
So, what
I really feel like he's always bigged up in these Greek myths as being a hero. Is it like rose-tinted glasses, really? Like, I don't actually think he's as great as they say he is.
No.
He's a bit of a twat.
Also, what I liked here is that, remember when he was on his trip to Athens, and this guy was like, hey, you want to wash my feet? Oh, you can't wash your feet? And it's like, no, and so he got pushed in. Like,
Agreed by a sea turtle.
It's nice that Theseus got pushed in that kind of... Also, Remember that Theseus is he's son of a god, right? And he gets killed by someone pushing him off a ledge. Like, come on, mate. Like, surely you should be a bit wiser for this, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing, is he's getting older and he's...
Yeah, but even so, you should be a little bit wiser. Like, if the guy's like, a king's like, oh, you want to make me buy this...
Want to go on a hike?
Yeah. Come on, he's obviously going to murder you. Wow, that's the end of Theseus, you know. He, he's been such a big part of our lives... myths. We don't think about them every day, but and also Theseus was one of my first ever myths as a kid. So I didn't really know what happened to him in the end. So it's quite nice.
I didn't know with the minotaur. I didn't know the beginning or the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I suppose to truly honour his legacy, we should rank it.
We should.
Here we go. Hey there, my name is Matt Huss, and in this link I have an American accent, and I advocate the safe use of Myths podcasts. In small doses. See, Dan, put the American jingle there just for you.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you.
As you know, we like to rank these episodes out of 40 on 4 different categories out of 10, which is life skills, practical things we learned,
morals. What did we learn from a moral perspective?
And creativity, the stuff which is the most imaginative things about the things which make it vivid.
And WTF factor, which is just everything's a little bit messed up, weird.
Yeah, and makes you go...
Things that make you go, ooh!
Ooh. So, life skills. What things did we learn in Theseus 3.0?
What did we learn in the final chapter of Theseus? We learned how to abandon someone, but I'm hesitant to put that as a life skill, because we learned that from the first episode.
Yeah, but I think we learned how to abduct.
We learn how to abduct. We know how to bore a husband, apparently.
You're such a dick.
We learn how to, we learn how to have children.
Yeah.
We learn
how to hit on people and
learn
reject
how
people.
to hit on people.
Learn how to...
push someone off a cliff.
Learn how to throw someone under the bus.
Yeah, definitely. Learn how to ride a chariot in a storm.
Or laugh her off.
We
learn how to be diplomatic. You meet an emissary and abduct them. That's bad. Learn warfare.
This probably counts as throwing them under the bus, but we learn how to frame someone.
Yeah.
For rape and stuff like that.
I guess we learn how to...
kill a Caledonian boar.
Yeah.
Technically.
We learn how to kind of press spin things. Like, oh no, I only wanted to stay at the island. You know,
yeah. We learn a lot from a kind of...
deceptive point of view, I guess.
Yeah.
Some other stuff. We learn about... learn how to be friendly with friends.
Yeah.
We learned that...
I've already got a number in my head.
I'm going to say 8.
Oh, wow.
What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking 6.
Well, let's discuss. I think there's quite a lot here, and it's quite big stuff as well, like warfare, deception, all quite negative things, admittedly. Not like crafty stuff. We haven't learned how to build anything.
That's why maybe I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of like I haven't learned how to other myths. You learn how to like spear something or cook something or
But like stuff like.
I suppose they are still life skills, aren't they? How to lie.
But to abduct people and also.
Are they not more morals?
But I think there's other subset of morals. There's loads of other stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
I think. Should we say a 7?
7.
I think
Okay,
that's fair.
I'm happy with a 7. Morals, right?
Well, I think a lot to get our teeth into here.
Yeah.
So,
we learn how to leave someone on an island. That's the first one.
Yeah.
And then, spoiler alert, marry her sister.
We also learned that if you see a vulnerable lady on a thing, as a god, you should definitely marry her.
You should definitely marry her.
Also learnt that
you should abduct women if you like them.
So, by the way, this is irony. By the way, so but we also learnt that if you're not really happy with one sister, just wait 20 years and marry the other one.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Don't fall in love with your stepson.
Don't
frame someone for having raped you.
Yeah. It's more like don't act in an insane manner. I guess. We learned to join the city. It's better to be united as Athens, maritime port, and all that. We also learned that don't steal people and make them fight against their own people.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Emotional blackmail.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Oh, we learnt that
help a friend out. That's a nice moral.
Yeah,
him and Pirithous.
Helps each other out. That's also be true to yourself, because
true to yourself. Yeah.
Obviously, they were, experimenting.
Yeah.
And I think that they were quite shameful of it, but they could have been themselves, and they were more than just friends. All I'm saying. We learned that friendship kind of strengthens people, and we also learned that don't be a paedophile. That's because he abducts Helen at 9 years old.
Yeah, that's true. At 9 years old, that's pretty weird.
Also, don't trust people who want to chat on top of hilltops.
Hilltops, yeah, that's true.
I'm going to be controversial here, Dan. I think there's a lot here. I think it's quite big stuff. Also, wait to know the facts before you kill someone as well.
Yes, yeah. I know what you're going to say based on last week's episode.
What do you
You're
think?
desperate to have a moral that's more than 8.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and I think you're going to make it more than an 8 unjustly because you just want to have something that's higher than an 8.
Yeah, I do.
That's not the rules, is it? That's
again,
not the point of ranking. You can't just rank them based on what you want it to finish on.
Well, okay, what do you think? I think it's good, though.
I think it's probably an 8.
Why not a 9, though? What's that thing stopping you from being a 9?
I didn't see any morals here that I didn't see anywhere else, but then I guess that's not really a point.
But I think in terms of the volume of such, and also the density of them, so they're quite big morals, and also...
There's a lot of different types of morals as well, maybe.
And it's threaded all the way through, if you know what I mean. And I think that there's a lot of different stuff, and also in terms
him being an arsehole is a big overriding moral.
But as you meant, there's an arc to it, though, if you know what I mean. So he's a bit of a bell end at the start, and also gets less of a bell end towards the end.
Yeah, that's true. So, he learns, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, he's still a prick all the way through. But
So you'd give it a 9?
I would only give it a 9.
Okay, you did a good point there, I see. There was a lot of stuff to talk about.
Definitely not a 10, for sure, but I mean, that there's a scope of so many things.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's a 9.
Yes, get in!
I was just sceptical because of our conversation yesterday off podcast. You were like, I really want to make something and not an 8.
Well, I think we should push the boundaries,
Creativity.
0.
0, yeah.
No, okay, so we've mentioned quite a lot.
The relationships in the narrative is very good. All these different people and stealing Antigone, having a son, and then he marries Ariadne's. Being her marrying Dionysus.
Different wives. The alternate stories as well, and the press spins on them stories.
Yeah, how he was part of the Lapiths and the Caledonian Ball. We have more chronology with that now.
How Ariadne, how she ended, how Theseus ended. Yeah. A lot of the story, they giving life to other characters like the sons, like Hippolytus and all the other people, and how it connected to lots of different.
There was Poseidon and sea monsters.
Yes, and I think it's a big story as well. What do you reckon?
I'm going to say 8, and that's
8.
Because there are myths that are a lot more creative.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
but then again, I think 8's. Is you sure 8's okay?
Yeah, I think 8's okay. Yeah.
This is a good one. So WTF? Now, I think this is where it drops down.
Yes, I do as well.
There's not that much. I think being killed on a chariot, that's pretty messed up. I think that's probably the worst. Well, the fact that he abducts a 9-year-old is pretty
messed up. Marrying her sister's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Her falling in love with
the
stepson's pretty messed up. And then framing him for her rape.
So those are 4 big ones, I'd say. But I think beyond that, not too, I guess it's kind of weird that he falls for being murdered at the top of a hilltop. Yeah. And also the fact that he...
I also think it's a bit weird how he just has a gay lover out of nowhere, middle-aged.
Forces his wife to fight against his own...
Dog people, that's pretty messed up, yeah.
There's more than I thought, actually.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm thinking either a 6 or a 7, because it's above average.
I think a 6 or a 7, yeah. Is it a 6 or a 7?
Let's think. Because I think there are some big ones. Like, it's quite brutal. Incest. There's
incest. He's
murder,
part of the Lapiths.
And blackmail and warfare.
Yeah. It's probably a 7, realistically.
I think so, yeah. Wow.
7 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 is... God, it's only 1 less than the one last week.
31.
31. Not a bad score.
That's a really good score. It's in the top 10.
Top 10.
Wow. I think, well deserved there, I think. Theseus knocked out of the park. Well done, mate.
Yeah, well done, mate. As an average, all three Theseus myths have been pretty strong.
As we kind of alluded to, that the bigger myths have a lot more story to them, so therefore you have bigger moments, if you know what I mean. Stuff like Arion and the Dolphin, whilst being a good myth, it's not a lot happens.
It's not got different characters and a narrative, and
it's like comparing a AAA blockbuster to an indie movie. You know what I mean? Whilst they're both good in their own merits, it's different vibes. You know what I mean? On the categories we're basing them on. So, Well, Dan, what a lovely. I learned to speak English.
You learned to speak English in the episode. That's good.
So how? If you wanted to say thank you, if you were listening to this podcast, imagine that.
Yeah.
If you're like, wow, this is a really, really fun podcast which makes me laugh all the time, and I really want to show some extra appreciation, what can you do?
Give it 5 stars on iTunes.
Yeah, you can do.
Tell a friend.
Yes. That's an imperative. Is that please tell a friend.
Please tell a friend.
It's not imperative. You don't do what you want. But also you can email us.
You can email us to say thank you.
Or just get in touch. You don't have to say thank you. You can call us pricks if you want.
Yeah, that's true. We'll take any mail. Any mail's mail.
And we have a couple. We have a couple of emails we haven't read out yet, but we will be doing it in the next couple of episodes also. But yeah, do keep them coming in. We'd love to email back to you and stuff like that. And you can also tweet us at Misspodcast on both Twitter and Facebook. And you can join the Facebook group, which is Misfits. So search for Misspodcast Misfits page, and you can start the chat. Chin the wag. And all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of funny stuff on there and some bonus stuff as well, so do check that out.
And if you really, really like us, then you are more than welcome to donate to our Patreon page.
Yes, so if you don't, we've mentioned this before, but Patreon, you can donate a couple of quid a week, and you can, for every episode that comes out, you can put a donation value, so like $1 a week, or whatever you feel comfortable with. If you're really rich, like my uncle, put in £25 a week, that'd be great. If you do that, I will cry every day. That'd be amazing. Or if you want to do a one-off donation, you can find my Ko-fi account, and you can just tell it's from this podcast, and we'll split it between the two of us. So if you want to find those links, you can just go in the episode descriptions and click onto them and donate. That'd be great. Or alternatively, just search for Miss Podcast in Patreon, or Matt House Comedy for Ko-fi, which is KO-FI. Dan, how much money do you reckon you're going to get this week from the podcast listeners?
Well, let's just say I'm expecting a new car to turn up outside your house anytime soon.
And to have a lot of Costa Cups in it.
A lot of Costa Cups in it.
Anyway, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.
Bye.